Indian Trail, North Carolina, one of the most popular areas of South Charlotte. And in this video, we're going to highlight what it is that makes it so popular, especially if you're considering making the move to the area so you can make the best decision for you, whether it's the population, the schools, the location, all of the things that you need to know. So stick around because we're going to jump right in. So as we jump in, I'm actually standing right here at Town Hall in Indian Trail. We're first going to talk about the history, the location, and we're here in the Town Hall, the heart of Indian Trail, which is really where it all starts here in Indian Trail. You've got Chestnut Park across the street, but it begins, and the history really started in 1907 when Indian Trail was much smaller than it is today, but still had a lot going for it. Even still today, the Indian Trail area is still considered kind of a pass-through town. It's got travel routes that come right through here. You've got trains that come through here, which is a lot similar as they are in the Matthews and other areas around Charlotte. But the Indian Trail area also has seen huge growth with a population of just about 44,000 here in the greater Indian Trail area. But really since 2020, that population's exploded at just about 9% since that, just 2020 alone. So you're going to continue to see growth. As we're going to talk about, there's some really good reasons for that growth. Quick timeout. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know all things going on in the South Charlotte areas just like Indian Trail, make sure to click the like and subscribe button below. We'll make sure you get the most up-to-date information and videos as soon as they're dropped. I'm Steve Jarrell with the Longleaf Group, and I love helping people just like you all the time learn if South Charlotte's the right area for you. So make sure to reach out. Let's jump on a Zoom. All the information is below. But until then, let's jump back in and get learning about Indian Trail. One of those big reasons is, like I mentioned, the location of Indian Trail. It's located in Union County here, southeast of Charlotte. The main artery through the town is 74 or Independence, and that really gives you easy connection to the greater Charlotte area. You can connect fairly quickly to I-485, which gives you access to really all parts of Charlotte, whether it's the airport, the north side of Charlotte, all of it getting to Uptown, whether you're commuting or not. But the location is a huge factor, and you have all of that right here in the Indian Trail area and that direct access. So what are we looking at from drive times? Well, Indian Trail to Uptown, roughly 25 to 45 minutes, depending on traffic. You can get to SouthPark or Ballantyne in 25 to 40 minutes and get to the airport in usually about 35 to 55 minutes. And like I said, it all depends on how is that traffic in rush hour traffic. But what time are you getting there? Well, we're here at Chestnut Square Park, which is in the heart of Indian Trail. And as you can see, the park has walking trails, courts, tennis courts. It's really a central gathering for the community. They're going to have events here throughout the year, whether it's the summer, they have an event, Touch a Truck, which is really cool especially for families with little kids that get to go out, meet the firefighters, and just a whole swarm of different vehicles that kids love. And it's a lot of different events throughout the year here in the Chestnut Square Park. It is a walking trails and things to do here, but if you want a park that has much more of a destination, there's Crooked Creek Park here in Indian Trail as well. Big gathering park, but definitely bigger than Chestnut Square Park. But as the word square is in there, it definitely feels like a gathering area for the town. And it's a beautiful community park, which has the town hall right here, as well as some townhouses. So it's definitely got a community feel here in Indian Trail overall, and the park and the civic connection here within the park and everything in downtown, if you want to call it that. Not really much of a downtown Indian Trail, but this is probably as close to the downtown feels you're probably going to get in the Indian Trail area. The other important factor that you need to know about the Indian Trail area is all the things you have to do that are to do, especially in the outdoors, and that has to do with parks and recreation. So let's take a trip over to our first destination, over to Chestnut Park, which happens to be just across the street from Town Hall. We're going to talk about the park there and some of the other options here in Indian Trail. So let's hop on over. So while you're not going to deal with the congested parks and drives and all of those things here in Indian Trail, you do have some options for the activities that you're looking for, especially outdoor related. And what we're going to look at next is what are some of the amenities, where do people go when they want to shop or get out here in the actual Indian Trail area. So that's going to take us to our next destination, which is the Sun Valley Commons, which is probably the most well-known shopping, movie, dining area in the greater Indian Trail area. So let's go check it out. When it comes to shopping, restaurants, date nights, the Sun Valley Commons, which is right here in the heart also of Indian Trail, is about a 13-minute drive from Town Hall to the Sun Valley Commons where I am now. A lot of things to do here, whether it's a place to eat like Hickory Tavern, to the Sun Valley movie theater, the Sun Valley 14 here in Sun Valley Commons. But you have a lot of things to do here. But when it comes to late night or after hours dining or things like, not a lot going on here. This is not the nightlife type of area. Definitely a place where you're gonna come during the day or even for nighttime dinners. But the Sun Valley Commons is definitely the go-to shopping area. You have not just your clothing shopping and stores of that nature, but you also have your Publix, your Harris Teeter, the place where you're gonna come for your daily shopping in the Indian Trail area. It has easy access to 74, which obviously you have a whole bunch of different stores and shops, but this is definitely the newer shopping center that you're going to come to here in Indian Trail. And as we drive around, you get a feel for why it's not as much a mall type of feel as it is a higher end type of strip mall type outdoor. So it has the food, the restaurants, but not really a place where you're gonna hang out for hours at a time. It's more of a destination type of shopping experience. So let's check it out, get your thoughts before we head on over to our next destination here in Indian Trail. Well, we are heading to our next destination. Got in my car, we're about to go. Before we make that jump, let's first talk about an important topic especially for families moving to the area, and that is, what are the schools like in the Indian Trail area? How do they rank? What are some of those schools? And Union County, which is where Indian Trail is, known for having a strong school system, and Indian Trail is no different. Now, if you're going to look at niche.com or greatschools.org, Indian Trail kind of falls in the middle where those rankings are, especially when you're comparing them to Marvin Ridge or Weddington or some of the other schools that are really ranked on the top echelon of schools across the state. But the Indian Trail area, which with pillar high schools such as the Sun Valley High School and Porter Ridge High School. Sun Valley is kind of that anchor, huge school, one of the older schools here in Union County. So that is a school that a lot of the Indian Trail students go to. Elementary schools, Poplar Elementary, Porter Ridge Elementary, and the same with middle school, Porter Ridge Middle, Sun Valley Middle. All of them top schools, great schools, but definitely in the middle echelon when you're comparing the schools compared to some of the top schools you'll see in Union County, like I mentioned. But definitely you're gonna see that Sun Valley name across the Indian Trail area. And that's why we're actually here at Sun Valley Commons. It's kind of synonymous with Indian Trail. But when I like to talk with families and individuals, schools comes up, the amenities, the things to do, and also what does the real estate market look like? So that's what we're gonna head to next. We're gonna check out one of the more popular communities, neighborhoods in the Indian Trail area, which is Brandon Oaks. So let's head on over, check it out, and let's talk real estate and learn a little bit more about what it's like living here and in the communities. Welcome to Brandon Oaks, one of the favorite communities here in Indian Trail that people are asking about, especially when they're focusing on Indian Trail, and for good reason. It's the type of community. It's not just a drive off the side of a busy road and you're in Brandon Oaks. It actually feels like you're within a community all within itself, and you have a larger community with amenities. There's actually over 1,400 homes here in Brandon Oaks alone. Within that, as I said, it feels like you're within a community with the sidewalks, the mature trees. Most of the homes were built within the mid 2000s, so they've had enough time to really have a mature feel throughout the community. It's not just a fresh build where things are just got planted and you kind of feel you're in a brand new community that needs to grow up a little bit. Very mature type feel with the amenities of a clubhouse, pools. You even have pickleball. You have a beautiful pond, as you'll see as we walk around, but the community itself has a lot to offer, as well as a price range that it's not 2021 anymore, as I mentioned, with the real estate market. The price is still in Indian Trail and Brandon Oaks by themselves are still affordable comparatively. So you have prices that range on the lower end of the low 400,000 range up to really in that middle $500,000 range. On the higher end, yes, you get up to the $600,000-$700,000 range depending on the home, but the majority you're going to kind of see in that mid range with all the amenities, the HOA coverage with the clubhouse and all the things you have to do here. It's a very attractive option here in Indian Trail, and you're only minutes from shopping. It's about 7 minutes to Sun Valley Commons, obviously zoned for Sun Valley High School. So let's take a tour, let's take a drive of Brandon Oaks to get a feel for what the homes, the feel, the drive all looks like, so you can see if this is a good fit for you. Well, thank you so much for taking the drive, taking a tour of the Indian Trail area, places like Brandon Oaks, Sun Valley, just getting a feel for what it's like to live here and why Indian Trail is such a good fit for so many different people that are making the move to the Indian Trail area. I'm Steve Jarrell with the Longleaf Group. If you have any questions, want to learn more about what it's like to live in South Charlotte, make sure to reach out. All of my information is below. Let's jump on a Zoom. Let's talk more. Until next time, I'll see you then.